good afternoon and a very warm welcome. I thought it had been a little while since I shared with you details of the previous gankings and ganking attempts. This one is having taken on board all the feedback that everybody gave me and all the learning to date. I thought this would be a good showcase of exactly where I am, because it was going to start off as okay, this is where I am and look at the success. However, there is some success, but it was limited with the ultimate kill. So I'll talk you through it. First of all, the killer was Lily Endel, and that kill right has now been made available and public. And I'm just going to take you through what exactly happened, because the plan was we were going to go 5 stops from Lionosta to Miroitem, which is a very high stakes area, because there are lots of it's low sec 0.3, so it really is an area where if you do the missions, the bounties are extremely good. So we had a plan, and we started the day. Aaron is my alt, he went through all of the gates first. We went through all the gates off peak, and that went absolutely fine. All the learnings that you guys had given me previously, all the experiences of how to fit the ship for travel, and obviously underlining the use of a scout really worked well. But given that this video is probably going to be about 2 hours long in its entirety, I'm going to skip through some of the obvious bits. So we are still commuting. And that is us just actually starting back at Lionosta. And this is with me and now Aaron, and we're now in Ransa. We've got through the gates, which is took me several attempts, several dummy runs to do that. And we're still getting there. And here we're now in Ransa, which is the system next door to Miroitem. I'm just logging in as me again. And we are still in Ransa. I could let you see us go through the gate in Ransa, but little point. Let's scrub it on a bit more. And now we are in Miroitem. So we've successfully commuted, used all the best practices, and we are currently in And if you just look at the opportunities there. Support Serpentis Forsaken Den, Serpentis Rally Point. So those are the two missions that I do. And from this point, if you like, this is you benchmarking me on my survival skills when I'm out and about. So I'll shut up and you can watch the missions, but the kill happens before the end of the second mission. And I will talk you through as we go. Now, for me, I always keep an eye on local, because when you're watching local, I have got a contact list with over 2,000 capsuleers with terrible standing that come up red. I've created a system which enables me to keep that live. So anybody who is red, you don't undock. If you're already undocked, anybody who's red and anything on D-scan within 1 AU, then you cloak. That is the plan. This fit is not a fit for PvP, it is a fit for PvE. As you see as we go through it, the way the drones are optimized, the way the fit is optimized, it's all about the mission, not about it depends. It actually depends on range tank. So, but from a PvE risk point of view, the plan is, if anybody comes on scope, then you hide, you cloak immediately. Cloak and warp to the safe spot. Safe spot already laid out on previous visits.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
So that was Aaron just having a look outside the station.
Connecting.
And I will do the same thing. We'll warp to the bounce, cloak, Serpentis Forsaken Den. That's the first point. If you're going to use weapons or target, you can't be cloaked. This is great having a Tech 3 cruiser with Covert Ops Cloak. We just have to bear in mind that there are parameters around it. Now what I'm really interested in here, since using the Proteus, just trying to compare the drone kill performance with the Rattlesnakes. Because the Rattlesnake was exceptional, but that only had 2 drones. This has got 5 drones, but doesn't output as much per drone. Just trying to get a feel for when you create the kill queue, the things die faster or slower than with the Rattlesnake. And I think after considering everything and watching this back a couple of times, I think it's slightly slower than the Rattlesnake. Now you'll notice in local, you've got people coming and going, nobody highlighted red. So you notice we got insta-dock, bounce and deep safe down there on the left in the bookmarks already. So far, absolutely nothing on D-scan, nothing out of the ordinary or local. And the mission's going well. I'm parked. We initially warp in at 100 and we fire at range, so the targets usually die between 60 kilometers and 100 kilometers. which is not bad. But no stress, all of the Serpentis in this particular mission died exactly as planned. I think our shields were only touched once. So just looking at some of these people who are actually in the local, you see people like the incredibly inconspicuous. I was in station next to him on a previous visit. He's got clean record. The Chandri Ari below, she's exactly the same. And you kind of imagine that these people are either doing non-kill stuff or they're actually maybe running the missions. So overall, I think the number of volleys required to kill the high-level Serpentis creatures, NPCs, were similar to the rattlesnake. But as far as I'm concerned, in terms of using every slot to make this a drone-focused ship, absolutely it does. Okay, first mission done. I'm not going to make you... I'm not going to make you collect the wrecks with me. Okay. We're now at the deep safe and just about to do the second mission. And you'll notice Lily Endell is in local. She's not got a badge. She's not got a negative, a terrible standing. Which is a shame. Because if any of the capsuleers I've highlighted on the contact lists with terrible standings had have come into local, i.e. any reds, I would have cloaked and warped to the safe spot. Okay, the kill happens at the end of this mission. Tower sentry Serpentis. Just remain calm. Lock them up. Kill them first. So I'm looking at Defiant Wombat and I'm saying okay. Let's check D-scan. And if he comes near... Oh, no, he's gone. Lily Endell is still there. It's quite possible that people, that capsuleers understand that this is a, this is a bounty-rich area, and they could lie in wait. But my thinking was, hey, I've got a cloak. All I need is a few seconds notice, and I can be off the grid. Turns out Lily Endell has actually got 2,371 kills. The majority of those are solo, not classified as ganks. She's not a member of an alliance that is within the top 10 or a corp that is within the top 10. Hence, she wasn't flashing red in local as she would have done if she was on my contact list. So I think the challenge for putting a gankers list equivalent together for LowSec, who are the mission runners, who are the killers? I think there's got to be, I'd be interested in your thoughts in the comments. I think there's got to be, have they got a kill registered on the zKill within the last, I don't know, 7 days? Your thoughts, please. Because if Lily Endell's name had been red, I wouldn't have waited for D-scan. And the other thing I'm interested in is I've got Warden 2s, Ogre 2s, Hobgoblin 2s. After the, or during the attack, is there anything I could have done? Other than panic? It's brilliant that you're going to be able to see all the controls, what I did. You have to remember I'm 63 years old, so my reactions are not what they were. Those wardens are working well at 100 plus kilometers with 3 drone damage amplifiers. Of course, it was insured as well. Lily Endell has disappeared from local. Nobody knew she would be in a Legion Tech 3 cruiser. Cloaked. Listen very carefully after I start moving off to collect the wrecks, and you'll see what I mean. Liliendale is absent from local. D-scan clear. Don't worry, that was Serpentis. This is the last 2 kills. Liliendale is absent from local. D-scan is clear. D-scan clear. Liliendale is absent from local. Liliendale has just entered local. And if I'd have hit cloak now, all would have been fine. Now even. Although, having said that, how close was she? Because you can't cloak if you're within 2,000 kilometers of something. 2,000 meters even. What could I have done different? Lily uncloaks. Kill right earned. Webbed again. If you play the video back slowly, you can see the events unfold on both kills. The sequence of events, I should say. But it was a jump clone, so no implants. Insured. The insurance amount is a bit of a consolation prize, but any chance of a lift to Jita? Well, wasn't that a fantastic show? So, key message. I feel like there must be one. I've previously said don't go into low sec unless you want to fight. I clearly didn't want to fight, but I clearly did want to hide. But there was somebody else hiding with a Tech 3 cruiser that matched mine. And there you can see the kill notice as it came through. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this kind of stuff, if you like the way I run through things, subscribe, follow. You know what to do. Thank you so much for your support. Enjoy the rest of your day.